simpler song than what I was playing for you last week. Figured, you know, I'm only like, what, in my 8th week of learning how to play cello, and so I was probably trying to play some pieces that were a little bit probably beyond what my skill level really. It was good to push myself to try some harder stuff, but I figured it might be time to kind of go back to some simpler songs, make sure that I can, you know, play those a little bit smoother before I then migrate back to some of the harder stuff. It also helps to get some of your basic, you know, skills and techniques down, the fundamental stuff. That's important. One of the things this particular song has in it, it's for some reason on stringed instruments. And I come from a background of you know, learning to play piano as a kid, and played some bass guitar and guitar throughout most of my adult life. But on these stringed instruments, the violin, the viola, and the cello, there's times when you're holding notes with your fingers while your other fingers are playing other notes. And I think the reason for this is due to intonation reasons, because if you keep your finger in one spot and play another note and come back to that note that you were holding, then that makes sure it kind of anchors your finger in place so that you keep that intonation without wandering off. At least I think that's kind of the reason for it. But anyway, that seems to be a fundamental part of playing these stringed instruments. A lot of times you might be playing and you hold all those fingers down as you're playing, and then maybe if you go back down, then you release the fingers as you need to. Whereas, you know, I'm more used to where you just go like that, where your fingers are coming off the strings. So this particular song is one where it's kind of introducing me to the technique of, okay, you've actually got to hold your finger down in a spot while you play other stuff. And the line on here where it does that, so my finger gets held here, so it holds it there while I play this, and then back to that. So it happens a couple times in the song. So that's just one of the things that I was kind of working on this week, is focusing more on keeping my fingers down where appropriate, even when they're not necessarily playing notes. So anyway, that's it for this week, and thank you. Hope to see you next week.